All right, the book of the day, an Alabama-based Christmas story. Santa is coming to Alabama.
That's the name of the story.
And it's written by Steve Smallman. And the book is illustrated by Robert Dunn and Alan Brown. So we're going to try to get through this without much, trouble. We're going to let you start on the front because there's a concept. There's a Santa thing going on. Okay. There's a theme, and you probably would fare better with the Santa thing.
I understand that there's also a special guest in the studio that's going to read some of this. So
that's going to be scary.
Well, boom, Santa. Have all the children from Alabama been good this year? Well, mostly, answered the little elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall, teetering piles of letters that the children of Alabama had sent him. Mostly? Asked Santa, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, but they've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf.
Jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we'd better get their presents loaded up.
My turn again? Oh, sorry. Even I don't understand the flow here. It's just him and me.
It's a page thing.
It's like ping pong.
Every other page.
Ping pong. I got it. Even though the sack of presents was really, really big and the elves were really, really small, they seemed to have no trouble loading it into Santa's sleigh. Though how they managed to fit such a big sack into one little sleigh, even they didn't know. But somehow they did. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go.
Not quite, said Santa. The little old elf, one of our reindeer is missing.
Missing? Which reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It's his first flight tonight. I've called him, but just like Justin Shaggy Gibbs, never answers his phone. Just then, a young reindeer strolled up, munching on a large carrot. Where have you been? Asked Santa.
But the youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it was no wonder he hadn't heard the little old elf calling. Oh, well, never mind, said Santa, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his Santa, what is the word on the end of that there?
Well, I don't know. Yeah. It's your story, brother.
Yeah, it's my story. And tapped on the coordinates for Alabama. This will guide us to Alabama in no time. Crunch, 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 crunch.
Roll Tide, boys and girls. Roll Tide. With a flick of the reins and a jerk of the harness, out they went racing through the sky. Ho, 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 and roll Tide, roll.
Who let that guy in here?
I told you, there's no office staff here today. It's a crazy party, but we're glad to have you, Earl.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, you're going to have to start bathing before you come in here, though, on the show, because I have a weak stomach. Just going to let you know.
We'll soon have the presents delivered to the City of Champions, Tuscaloosa. Roll Tide.
I think he's taking some liberties.
It does say the heart of Dixie.
Yeah.
But, okay, Tuscaloosa, that's great, Earl. It really is. Roll Tide. Go for it.
Right.
Who's up?
Well, I'll go.
Go.
Santa's sleigh flew through the starry night, heading south across the Arctic Ocean. On they flew in the crisp, wintry air, crossing over Canada. In the wink of an eye, the sleigh was flying above Ohio.
Yeah.
And over the Great Smoky Mountains.
Oh, love them.
The youngest reindeer was very excited.
Who wouldn't be?
He had never been away from the North Pole before.
Then they were just nearing the Coosa Valley when suddenly they ran into a thick fog. Mist swirled around the sleigh. They couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem concerned. In 2 miles, said the Santa Nav in a bossy lady's voice, which was not the voice I used at all. Keep left at the next star. But ma'am, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all this fog. Soon, they were hopelessly lost.
Oh, not good news.
Santa's lost. It's not good.
Then, through the foggy blanket, the youngest reindeer heard a faint, ringing sound. Ding dong. He looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. The red nose. I wonder who that could be. Ding dong. Ding dong.
Ding dong. Ding. Ding. Ding dong.
Stay focused.
There was there was that sound again, like church bells ringing. The youngest reindeer turned around to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing with a little box with buttons on it. It's like riding around with me. With a flick of the harness and a jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed up toward the sound of the bells, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him.
Whoa! Cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. What's going on? Then, to his surprise, he heard the ringing sound. Well done, young reindeer, he shouted cheerfully. It must be the St. John's Episcopal Church.
Oh, that's a famous place.
Don't worry, children. Santa is coming. Then suddenly, crunch!
The old sleigh hit something, and as it plummeted through the fog, Roll Tide. You have arrived, said the Santa Nab unhelpfully. Roll Tide.
I don't see Roll Tide anywhere in the script, Earl.
It's not there.
I don't see it anywhere. I mean, what about all the Auburn fans? They would have not even bought the book, Earl. Finally, when the fog had lifted, Santa discovered exactly where they were, stuck right at the very top of the Montgomery state capitol. Hal Heflin is down there still. God rest his soul. I don't know. Is Hal still with us?
No.
Okay. Sorry. Everybody, pull! Wait a minute, where'd they go down to the Porch Creek Reservation?
I think so.
Pull the lever.
Yeah.
Everybody, pull!
The reindeer pulled with all their might until at last, with a screeching noise, the sleigh scraped the clear of the dome, and Santa steered them safely past Centennial Hill, over Highland Avenue, and down into Oak Park.
Luckily, there was no real damage done, Roll Tide, but the real packages have all been jumbled up. Old Satan.
Satan?
Satan. Well, we're going to bring Satan into this. Y'all know at Christmas time, you got to keep Satan out of the way.
Keep Satan under wraps.
That's right. Under my feet. Yeah, under
Old
my feet.
Santa quickly snorted out the presents again. All right.
Snorted them?
Snorted them? What? Earl? What is wrong with you, sir?
He sorted them out, Earl.
Look, Earl, I told you, you're going to have to start sobering up before you come in here. And, you know, in that RV out there in the parking lot, it looks like.
Who'd have thunk it?
Well, all right, said Santa. Thanks to this young reindeer. I know where we're now. Don't worry, children. Nick Saban is coming.
That says Santa is coming. It doesn't say anything about Nick Saban whatsoever. Santa drove his sleigh expertly from rooftop to rooftop all over Alabama, popping in and out of chimneys as fast as he could, which was pretty fast for a chubby fella, which I like the word chubby. Yeah. There were big chimneys in Tuscaloosa,
Roll Tide.
small chimneys in Anniston. He squeezed down them thin chimneys in Auburn.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he did. And he plummeted down fat chimneys in Birmingham.
And the youngest reindeer was amazed at how quickly they went. Santa never seemed to get tired at all. It looked like the children in Alabama were going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer started to feel a bit weary and quite hungry, too.
In house after house, Santa delved inside his sack for packages of every shape and size. He piled them under the Christmas trees and carefully filled up the stockings with surprise.
In house after house, the good children of Alabama had left out a plate of cookies, a small glass of milk, and a big, crunchy carrot. Santa took a little bite out of each cookie and a tiny sip of milk, wiped his beard, and propped the carrots into his sack.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why the carrots and the milk and the cookies, but it's the carrots are for the reindeer, not for...
Yeah, you don't eat that.
From Huntsville to Prattville, from Dothan to Decatur, from Madison to Mobile, from Ohatchee to Aniana, and all the places in between, Santa and his sleigh visited every house in Alabama.
Santa delivered presents to Andrew, Allison, Anna, Arabella, Archie, Ashley. The list went on and on. Zach, Zara, Zeb, Zoe, Zibble?
That's a different kind of name.
Yes.
Finally, Santa had delivered the last present on his Alabama list. Great moons and stars, sighed Santa. It's past midnight and my sack seems as heavy as ever. Hope I haven't forgotten anyone. Santa opened his sack to check, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots.
One of your favorites, isn't it? Santa divided the carrots among